I'm Zach the Mothman Daggy, and this is Midnight Spookshow, your online source for all the horror news, reviews, and interviews that you can scream at. And for this edition of Midnight Spookshow, it is a review of the film My Soul to Take. Now, My Soul to Take is directed by Wes Craven. This is the guy that brought you A Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream, Red Eye, and a lot more. It stars Max Thoreau, who you would have seen in Jumper, as well as The Family Tree. It also has John Magaro. He was in The Box and Assassination of a High School President. And also in it is Zinna Gray, who got her start in The Bone Collector back in 1999. And more recently was in the Shaggy Dog remake. I want to go ahead and start off this review by stating that I am indeed a Wes Craven fanboy. I am a huge fan of his work. I'm a diehard Nightmare on Elm Street fan, diehard Scream fan. The guy hasn't made a movie that I didn't like. So I just want to get that out of the way before doing this review. I will say that My Soul to Take is one of Wes Craven's weaker films. It's about a guy that's known as the Rivertown Ripper, who is, well, if you can't guess by the name, is a serial killer. But it's a serial killer that's a schizophrenic, with multiple personalities. It turns out, and I'm not spoiling anything because this is like the first 2 minutes of the movie, that the Ripper has been killing people without realizing it. It's one of the split personalities that takes over. He doesn't remember committing the acts. And so, through a very bloody ordeal in which he's discovered his family is attacked by the Ripper, his wife killed, he's about to kill his daughter, who's about 4 years old, give or take, and he's gunned down. On the way to the hospital after being gunned down, he manages to free himself, stab one of the officers. The ambulance is in a wreck. Long story short, the body is missing, and so the legend of the Rivertown Ripper lives on. Especially since the night that he dies, 7 children are born prematurely. And so the film takes place 16 years later. And what basically works for this movie is it's a movie about urban legends. Now, don't confuse it with the movie Urban Legend. An example is some people believe that the murderer is still alive. Others think that he's alive and living in the woods, kind of a Jason Voorhees type thing. Some think he's alive and has done plastic surgery, looks completely different as living among them. Others think the night that he died, he went into one of the children born that day, kind of a reincarnation thing. Others say his ghost is around and will emerge from the lake. And the point being is that it's a movie about how urban legends start spinning out of control. And so when the murders do start happening, and it's the children that were born that night, they're being targeted. And since Freddy Krueger is, on Elm Street, not there, they start to believe that the Ripper is back. And so it starts becoming a guessing game on which of the urban legends is right. And I gotta say, I gotta give major props for this being one of the most original horror films in a very long time. Because the premise of it is quite original, in that you don't know what the premise is. Honestly, you don't know really what's going on until the last part of the movie. Because, I mean, what Wes Craven does with this film is he makes the plot the mystery, which sounds like a bad idea, but he kind of pulls it off pretty well. The weaknesses that the film has, though, is that the characters are all extremely quirky. They don't seem real. And I mean, it just doesn't work because you have to have, your average Joe somewhere in the mix to ground the movie. And they really don't have that. It does make for a better guessing game because, your mind starts going rampant with theories on what's going on because some of the characters are kind of off the wall, not normal. And so, like I said, it has that whodunit type aspect. Wes Craven definitely taps into some Nightmare on Elm Street elements in this film. There's a scene in particular when the characters are hiding in a closet. There's no way that Wes Craven wasn't channeling Freddy in that moment. And another scene taking place with a cell phone, with one of the victims talking to the killer. And, I mean, come on, that scream written all over it. So, I mean, Wes Craven obviously knew what he was doing when he was doing these scenes. It's not like he ran out of ideas. He's trying to pay homage to some of his earlier works. And I gotta say, this movie does have tons and tons of twists. From the get-go of the movie straight through to the last scene of it. Non-stop twists and turns. My only concern, though, with so many twists and so many characters and so many subplots is the movie is somewhat unfocused. It feels manic at times because of this. And also, the ending to the film, I think, could have been better. I can't say why, because that would spoil it. And this is really a movie that is built on the mystery. It's Wes Craven's Lost, basically. So, ending aside, and the somewhat unfocused plot, this is a legitimately good horror film. It's not great, but it is thoroughly enjoyable. So, as far as I'm concerned, Wes Craven has kept his track record up with me, and that he still has yet to make a film that I did not enjoy. So check it out if you want. The movie is My Soul to Take. I've got a trailer of it over at spookshow.tv. It's available now on DVD as well. I've got a link to that in the show notes. So you can purchase it through Amazon if you choose to do so, or any horror film for that matter that I've suggested. Through the Amazon link, you're going to be supporting Midnight Spookshow and encouraging future episodes as I can release them. So until next time, Moth Maniacs, I'm your friendly new media Mothman advising when watching great horror films, be sure to turn it up and turn out the lights. Cheers. Save my soul, I can't let go.